you say something or do something, and, you know, they put the demand in, you know, you have to go now, rah, rah. And then they act all like they're scared of you or whatever, they're afraid of you or whatever, and you haven't done anything, you have no intentions of doing whatever at all. So it takes them an extra bit of time to build something against you in order for you to be tossed out, you know. So, hey guys, I hope you're well. I hope you're happy. You know, just share an hour with you, man, and I'll go. That's, you know, going to show my masks for the week and say hello or whatever and try and get some sleep. It's been a hell of a week for me, this week. I got assaulted on Sunday in my local area here. Just sitting at the bakery having a sausage roll, and some guy walks up. I was sitting in the chair, and some guy walks up with a dog, man, and starts abusing the hell out of this dog. And it's nothing to do with me, right? But I just spoke my mind. You know, why are you abusing the dog? You know, that's all I said, man. And then this guy's like jumped all over me, dude. Just completely, overboard. You know, the abuse that he had for the dog has suddenly, you know, put it on me. So I had my phone in my hand, you know, and the guy fucking smashed my phone, man. I had to go chasing the guy around a freaking car park and around where I live and shit, trying to get some paper out of him. But he completely smashed my whole thing. You know, they're crazy out there, dude. They're crazy. People are freaking stressed like no tomorrow, I suppose. And, you know, they jump on any opportunity. And he tried running and shit, tried to get away. And, yeah, I'm straight onto that, man, because he kind of realised what he had done, you know. Like, he pushed me, and then I had my phone in my hand, and he slaps my phone away. Well, that's assault, and it's also, what do you call it, breaking someone's property. There's a word for it they use. So that's 2 charges right there. I told him that. It's 2 charges, man. I said, right there, it's 2 charges. I said, I'm not getting on any charges. Okay, I don't play that. So I had to chase this guy around, man. So just be careful out there, viewer. You know, just be careful, man. Just try and mind your business and stick to yourself, which is what I normally do. But he was just being really nasty to the dog. You know, just really nasty, man. Just unnecessarily nasty to the dog. And I just asked him, why are you abusing your dog? You know, like, that's all I did. That's all I said. Oh, God. Oh, fucking snitch. What are you fucking talking about? You fucking, the guy wants to assault you, breaks your property. What are you going to do? Walk away? It's not a fucking snitch. What are you talking about? The guy needs to be charged. Simple as that. What are you talking about? You know, you want to let someone to do that to you, mate, and if you say anything, then you're a snitch, are you? What world do you live in? Come on, man, far out. I was just eating a sausage roll at the bakery, sitting at the table outside, and a guy's walked up with a dog on a leash and starts really abusing the dog really badly, and like really loud. You know, like I can't say the things on here because you guys will file reports. But just really bad abusing of a dog. And I just said to the guy, why are you abusing your dog? That's all I said. I didn't say nothing else, I swear. And then this guy's right on top of me, man, because I'm sitting down, and he's right on top of me yelling, screaming, finger in the face, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. As soon as you leave here, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I said, well, I'm walking that way. I'm walking that way, okay? As soon as I finish my lunch, that's where I'm going home, mate. I'm going home to rest. And bang, he just pushed me all the way down and grabbed my phone, and he smashed my phone out of my hand and, you know, broke my phone, man. And I'm only telling you all this so that you just be vigilant and just be careful of your surroundings and basically keep to yourself. keep to yourself, man. It's not worth. It's not my dog after all, is it really? You know what I mean? I shouldn't have said anything rah. I just thought he was a bit really nasty to the dog, you know. And I just asked the question, why are you nasty to your dog? So you shouldn't have to, like that, you know, like, no man, why should I be assaulted and then my property broken because this guy didn't like me? He said to me, because I had my phone in my hand, and he said, you're filming me, you know, you're not allowed to film me. I said, I'm not filming anybody, what are you talking about? I said, and plus you're in public, there's no right to privacy in public. And he's gone, yes there is, you know, I'm going to smash your phone if you don't put it down, rah, you've got to ask me permission, rah. I said, man, go to Google it, okay, go to Google and ask Google, okay. So he didn't like that and slapped my phone away, and it just broke in pieces, man. It just freaking snapped, man. So I had to chase this guy around the car park, mate, trying to, you know, get some paper out of him to pay for the phone. Like, why should I be at a loss? Why should I? What you know? Well, because you're angry, I should have my property broken and I should be assaulted. What, are you kidding me? You know, because you weren't too happy 10 minutes later when I was following you around the car park. Yeah, you weren't too happy about that, were you? Because I didn't leave you alone, buddy. I'm following you everywhere, and I'm going to follow you all the way home. I will be with you all day, okay? There's no way I'm going to let you just walk away. There's none, okay? You're already up for 2 charges right now. If you touch me, it'll be 3 charges, okay? So, no, man, don't ever let someone do that, man. You know, I mean, I'm old, right? But, you know, why me? And because I had my art smock on, I had all the paint and everything. So he starts calling me a seahead. You know, you're a seahead, you deserve it, rah. Well, that's it, mate, I've gone off, you filthy fucking rat. Yeah, it's like, you know, how dare you? How freaking dare you? I've been working all morning. I come up here to have some lunch, and then I'm going home to rest. And then what did you call me? So, man, I was into him, dude. I was into him, man. So, I hope you have a good week, boys. I hope you have a good week. TikTok has been really slow for these streamers, man. I've noticed, dude, they've got no one in their crowd. They've got no one that they, you know, there's like 11 people in there or whatever. You know, like one guy's got 8 people, dude, and he's trying to battle. Another one here, 6 people. He's got 6 people in there. That's it. Like, now he's down to 4 people, mate. He's down to 4. And these are well-known streamers, mate. Oh, I don't call them streamers. I just call them TikTokers. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised at that. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all happy, man. And I hope you got someone in your life that loves you. You know, I really do. You know, just watch out for the waste of time, man, okay? Don't you know, cut your losses, man. Cut your losses early, mate. You too, ladies. Cut your losses early. If you know that it's, you know, like if you know the person doesn't want anything to do with you, mate, and you're trying to put all the effort in, and you're trying to put all the time in, you're trying to do as you know what I mean? You'll get to a point where it's a sink-loss value, mate. You know, you've put so much time and so much effort into it that you'll do anything to try and keep it going, and you're wasting a lot of your time, a lot of your life. Okay, you could have actually been with someone that wanted to be with you and someone that did actually love you, and instead of trying to put all your time and effort into a negative situation. You know, if you are the one that's doing all the giving, whether male, female, whatever, and your other side is the one that's doing most of the taking, and you have no you're not really getting any positive feedback back, or you're not really getting any effort in, you'll notice that you're the one putting all the effort in, and they'll sit back and coast through. And the minute that you start getting a little bit upset about it, because they don't want nothing to do with you, bro. They don't want anything to do with you. This goes for men and ladies, right? So you get past the point where it's a sink loss value. So you're putting too much of your time and life, and it's going to be a big waste of your time. And you'll get 6 or 8 years down the track, and you've got nothing, bro. And you've had no love, same as the lady. You've had no love in your life. You're the one that's put it all out as much as you can, and you've received absolutely jack back. And the minute you get upset about it, you will be the one that's at fault, because you're complaining. You'll be the one. You'll be the one that's at fault. They'll call it anger stuff. You're angry, rah rah. You know how a woman goes really, she goes off her head, rah rah. Same thing, man. But if you do that, that's a charge. If you do that, okay. But it's fine if she's whatever. It's only the okay, that applies. The response. It's only the response that applies. That gets into trouble. Gentlemen, I've learnt things this week. I was amazed at. You know how like they give you like 24 hours when you get an order. They give you 24 hours. Ladies the same. They give you 24 hours to remove whatever on your internet or your photos or whatever. They've given you 24 hours, right? If you miss anything, right, you know how they go back over it and they go all the way through your Facebook. They're looking for anything at all, okay? So I didn't realise, man, because I just got a fine, right, I missed a picture, and I liked someone's comment, and I can't remember the other thing. It was just a Facebook thing. But because you're on an order, they go down as the order charge. Okay? So when you go to court, they can pull that up and go, oh, look, you've done DV here, you DV there, DV here, DV there. You're sitting there scratching your head. Like, you don't know what the hell they're talking about. And it takes you, a little while to realise that it's actually the pictures. The pictures, man. If you don't delete them all in the 24-hour time, anything after that is regarded as a DV charge, a DV, because you're going against the order, you see. So I learnt that. I didn't know that before. It's important that you know that, okay? Because you can go back into court in whatever time period, and suddenly you've got 4 charges there. Fuck, 4 charges? Like you can't even remember, 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was, and you suddenly click, because you haven't done anything, man. I'm not a violent person, mate. I don't go banging on doors or interfering in anybody's life or nothing, And to be accused of that is like you're sitting back thinking, what happened? Because you don't know. It takes you a while to work it out. But by that time, they've already got you into court and they've accused you of this and accused you of that, and you're going to be standing there thinking, I don't know what you're talking about. So just so you can get a bit of a thumbs up on it, man, okay? And you can stop those kind of charges. Because they seem to add up when you get to a family law court, or you get into the other courts, And it doesn't matter that you say you've got to explain yourself all the time. So I just didn't remember. I was really sorry, man. I just didn't remember, and I honestly didn't. I remembered one of them, and I said this and rah rah, but I didn't remember the others. And then it didn't click to me until afterwards, because it hit me there, and I was scrambled, right? And it was only afterwards where I've been able to sit down and think about it and think, hang on a minute. So that's that. Oh my God. So you don't have to necessarily cause any domestic violence to be charged with domestic violence. You can just miss a picture on Facebook that you were supposed to delete, or a comment that you liked and you're not supposed to like it. They call it inciting. And I said, I didn't incite anybody. I just liked a comment. I didn't say a word. And he said, yeah, because, they've said rah, rah. I said, but that's not telling anybody to do anything. So that's how they can twist it. They can twist it around to be that. So please be careful, because they're going to hit you with it in court and you're not going to know anything about it and you're going to lose your case. They can paint you in any light they want. It's a beautiful day in the neighbourhood, a beautiful day to be a neighbour. Won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my neighbour? I don't know what to tell you, boys. I can't really... I'm just going to show my mask for a while, give me some company for an hour, and I'll try and crash. I've had a hard week this week for an old bloke. All of my stuff come to the conclusions this week. Everything's come to the close this week. So I got to try and get it into my head. Just keep me company for a little while, that's all. My sister's asleep and my daughter's not awake. Oh, she's awake, but I don't want to, I haven't told her. I'm going to find that hard to tell her. But I gotta call her and talk to her. The 4-year journey is over. My 4-year. I did everything I could. But I failed. I gotta let it sink in. And there's nothing I can do. It doesn't matter what I do, because it's over. It's all that whole thing's over now. No more filing paperwork. No more. Everything I did, I remember years ago they told me, you have to prove to the court how much you love your daughter. That's what they fucking said to me, man. Okay, you have to prove to me how much you love your daughter. So you go and do all this stuff. You go and do all the things. You go and do everything, and you do everything proper. You haven't done nothing against the law. You got your own place and shit. I couldn't afford the thing, so I got legal aid, and I went through a whole thing, man, to try and keep it going. I really did. It's amazing what a man will sacrifice, mate. Compared to the other side, they don't sacrifice at all, man. They don't. They know. Only the man will sacrifice, I think. From what I know. I can't fight anymore, man. I can't fight no more, man. They fucking got it all. They got it all, man. They got it all, man. Deemed never to see or never to, I got a piece of paper, for fuck's sake, right? that was the end result of that. After everything that I've been through, it just takes a few accusations and 20 seconds from this video and 20 seconds from that video, and you're deemed, this bad person, rah rah. No one gives a fuck how the man or what you have to go through. They don't care. They don't care. Okay. And that's how that rocks. So I've had to swallow the pill, man. I've got to, I know I've been doing this for 4 years or whatever, but there was always that small bit of light, Now there's no light, there's no tunnel, there's no fucking tracks, mate. There's just swept, gone, and you're kind of amazed, because I think I'm a good dad. I do. I think I'm a good fucking dad. And I got plenty of videos on my fucking YouTube, man, to prove it. That I did my absolute fucking best, And because I had to record it, man. I had to. I had to. I would come home, and I was told I don't do anything. I don't do anything, right? You don't do this. You don't. I've just got done doing it. Okay, I've just come home from it, and I'm being told that I'm not doing, and I'm not doing this, I'm not doing all. So I told my family, I told my sister, and my sister said, start recording it so that you can prove that you are, you can prove that you're being a dad and you're looking after your kid and, you're doing it, right? So that's why I recorded every day, man, and I'm glad I did now. I'm glad I did, I honestly am, because at least I have those memories. If I hadn't recorded them, then I wouldn't have them. So at least I can look at them and I can remind myself that I am not everything that they've said I am. These fucking shit that I've had to read, I am not that, I'm not. This is fucking, my streams of, just 20 seconds from here, 20 seconds from there. Whenever I raise my voice, whenever I, used a bit of the lorddobby character or whatever, just being fucking schmuck. But that's what they would, this is what you are all the time. And, that's how they use against you. But if it's not that, mate, it's something else, honestly. I had no chance. I was a dead man walking before I even walked in. And the same paperwork that before I even went there, I was presented paperwork to sign that I refused. And at the end of the day, it's the same paperwork. It's the same paperwork. Yeah. So their plan was already in stone, mate, a month, 2 months beforehand, before you've even walked in. They've already planned it, bro, don't you see? They've already got it down on paper. They're trying to get you to agree to it, and you're going, no, I want some time, I want, but they'll only come down on the man. They won't, there's no, only I'm accountable. Only I am. 20 seconds from here, 20 seconds from there, and I'm the worst person in the world and should never be a dad. That's amazing. That's amazing, man, that you should never be a dad. Are you kidding? So you should never see your kids if you reacted this way and you, my godfather. And they're happy to do that, man. They're happy to sign them away without any hesitation, And I swear, man, you'll have great orders in 1 year. Great,
nobody's doing it, nobody's obeying anything, but you've got good orders, right? So you go from 2022 to 2025, and it's suddenly backflipped. Suddenly you're this worst guy, rah rah. You haven't done anything, right? In between that, you've done nothing, and suddenly it's just backflipped, bro. That's all it takes is the backflip, and that's it. Yeah. I don't have any choice but to move on.
I am moving on. I'm doing it in my own way. I can't just switch off, mate. I'm not capable of it. This is like deja vu for me. I've already been through this once before. The first wife, rah, she just took the kids and with the new boyfriend and moved away. I had court orders and everything, man. I was picking my kids up from school, and they've just moved away, So I lost my two there, and then we come to here, and it's like a repeat, mate, like deja vu, mate. So it's like they follow the same pattern, exactly the same pattern, mate. The same thing. Move for move, man. And I can tell you, man, the amount of lies that go on in family law court is astronomical. Like, just create a story as you go along. Completely, a lot of lies went down, bro. A lot of fucking lies, and you've got no way of proving it wrong there and then. Okay, none, because it's not submitted, so you can't just pull it out. So it doesn't work that way.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sicilian. I am, mate. I truly am. It's been 4 years for me, and I'm on my 5th year, and they're telling me no chance at all. None. No, not allowed near it, not allowed, like none.
And I fought hard in court, man. I fought right till the end and
I was there, man. I really did. I spent 4 years.
4 years. And I haven't argued with anybody. I haven't yelled at it. I haven't done anything, man. I've just tried to
change my life, get better, share it with my channel, but they went mad at me for that. Apparently I'm not allowed to have a channel. I just scratch my head. I have no intentions of
whatever they're thinking of, whatever. Nobody asked me. I have no intentions of anything.
I said I would gladly turn the camera off. I told her I'd gladly turn the camera off and never record a single freaking thing if you let me see, But you can't expect me to not, like just drop my whole world and live in limbo and maybe I might, maybe I won't, because I'm already in that limbo already. So, it's been this long, so it sucks.
So I'm not allowed now. That's you got no
idea how heartbreaking that is for me. Heartbreaking for any parent. A good parent, but heartbreaking, man, still. I haven't. I did my best, boys. I'm sorry that I am sorry for anything that I've said in the past, or I didn't know a lot of things about myself. I had to go to doctors and get diagnosed and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do to men, because we're all crazy. Women don't have to go do that stuff, but we do. Okay. So I kind of learnt heaps of stuff about myself and tried to change my, be better, yeah. And to never, because I was never like that before. I never got into arguments, or I never had problems with ex-girlfriends, or You know what I mean? Like, that's not why we broke up.
You know, we broke. It really isn't. So I've never been on any charges or orders of anything of any kind my entire life, and I was married for 20 years. Okay, 20 years. Okay, and I knew the person for longer than that. So I know what it's like to be in a relationship and be married. You know, and I know what's real and what's not. So that's why I said to you, like before, you know, please, man, if you get to a point in a relationship and you're the one that's putting it all in and putting it all in and you're trying, goes for ladies also, okay? You'll get to a point where, you know, you go past that and you really, like, your time, your energy, your love you're exerting, you're trying to show love, you're trying to show companionship, you're trying to show that you know, you're interested in what they're talking about, and that person just dismisses you, just, you know, has no interest in talking to you at all, okay? And even goes as far as saying, I don't speak your language anymore. I'm going back to whatever language the person talks to or whatever. You've got to bail, ladies and gentlemen. You have to bail. You're going to get to a point where you could meet somebody else. Why would you go through years and years of, like I did, and not just bailed, man, and met someone that actually loved you and wanted to be with you? Instead, you've wasted an extra, 6 years of your life, and now another 4 years of your life. So that's, 10 years, and you've never woken with anybody, mate. You've been totally alone that whole time. And it's a pretty lonely fucking existence when you love someone. When you love someone and you're devoted to someone and you don't want to be with anybody else. That is a very lonely fucking existence. And it's a heartbreaking existence. You know, I don't know about the ladies or whatever, but man, you know, when you love someone, you'll be like lying in your bed, man, hoping that they come and say hello. Hoping that they just give you a hug. You know, just to show you the minutest bit of love. Yeah, now I've learned a lot. I've learned heaps, Sicilian. I've learned heaps. You know, so I try and pass it on, and so other men don't have to go through it, and they don't have to go through the pain and the loss of time, and, you know, and your children, mate. Your children, man. Your kids. Fuck. I mean, do women, I shouldn't say, man, but do the other side actually think that you don't miss your children? You know, what makes them better than you, that you don't have that love in you, that you would miss your children and you would want to be a part of their life? You know, like, how can we be guilty of something that we haven't done? You know, like they'll say to you, you know, you're going to poison your children against the mother, you're going to do this, and you have no intentions of doing anything like that. You would like everybody to do the best for your child, not worry about, you know, you didn't work out, okay? You and your partner didn't work out, okay? You're both adults, okay? And you come to the point, you go, okay, we don't work out, but we've got a child and we've both got to be in the child's life, okay? And so, but the other side, man, they'll fight you on it. You know, they'll fight you on it, man. If you've got another relative there and they're holding the kid's hand and they're saying, you know, if you go with them, you won't be able to come back here and all of this, you know, mate, they put the frighteners into your kid. They put the frighteners into him, and that's it. Your kid won't go. Your kid won't go. So once they've done that, if they manage to turn the children Sicilian, it's all over. It's all over, because the kid just says, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you, and that's basically the end of your case. Now they've got the primo excuse, mate. It doesn't matter what you have done. It doesn't matter what you have proven or whatever you've done, okay? That'll go out the window, because the child itself is saying that they don't want to see you. They don't want to speak to you. They don't want to know you.
And your child might be 5 years old, 6 years old, and the court will grant it. Yeah, you won't have any contact with your kids, mate. That's it. Past that, that's it. Mine's 7. Mine's 9, and in a few days she's 10. In a few days, it's her birthday this month, mate. Mine. Another birthday that I won't. I don't get to give her a cuddle. I don't get to give her a present. I don't get to just to show her. You know what I mean? Every child needs both parents, whether the parent believes it or not, or thinks that you're this, that, or the other, is irregardless. That is the child's parent. And that child, whether you believe it or not, misses their parent. You cannot convince me that a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old is going to look at you and go, I don't want to see my parent ever again. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them, rah, rah. It's just, I've never experienced that. And then they'll say to you, well, you yelled, back in rah rah, like how many years ago you yelled and they heard you yelling, so that's why. So they throw it straight back on you, bro. Straight back on you. And you'll look at it and go, hang on a minute, how is it, I've had no thing, I haven't done anything wrong. And they'll go, no, it's because of this way back machine, okay? And it's still your fault. It gets turned around to your fault every time. Every single time, okay? There is no, it is your fault. It is your fault. Even when you've got no contact at all, it's still going to be said that it's your fault. So, and they're very quick to sign, mate. Very quick. And once they've signed, mate, you've lost your children forever. You've lost your children forever, mate. You understand that? Forever. One day you got your fingers crossed, man, every fucking day, right? And you think to yourself, one day, man, they'll call dad, or they'll fucking, contact their dad, which is what my 2 elders did. My 2 eldest, that's how I got a relationship back. So, that's what you have to wait for. The same thing as you, Sicilian. One day, I pray, man, that you get the phone call. I really do. One day, she gets older and she'll think about her dad. Yeah. And she'll wonder about her dad, and she'll come try and find you, Sicilian. They're a little bit older. I think mine was in their 20s, mate. Okay? In their 23 or 24 or something like that. Before they got hold of dad again. Okay? So, I don't think I'm a bad dad. Because as soon as I got the chance to talk to them, I was straight on the phone. Straight on the phone. To talk to them. So that's what most men face these days, boys. There's a lot of me out there. We've got a few of me in the chat, so I am not the only one. Okay, it's not like we're all bad guys. We're all terrible, terrible fathers, and that we should never see our children again. To me, that's. You would have to be a raving junkie, mate. In my eyes, you'd have to be like the worst guy in the world, rah rah. And even then, that child still needs to have a hug. That child still needs to know that parent loves them. Not grow up wondering if they do or they don't, or wondering about their parent. I don't think that's fair. But I'm a terrible, terrible person. I understand that. I was very, very upset when it all happened, and I was heartbroken. I truly was. And I remember collapsing in the living room floor, just crying my eyes out and begging her, we've got to keep the family unit together, But once it's turned, mate, it's turned, ladies, isn't it? We're all the same, I think. There's ladies, we're all in the same position sometimes. I've got all the accountability, mate. I've got all the accountability. A man is accountable for his words and actions, mate. I regret doing all of their stupid fucking courses, mate, and all of their stupid things and hurdles and things that I had to do to prove how much I wanted to be a dad and prove how much I wanted to be in my child's life, and all the expense that I paid out in my determination, and everything, man. Like to have it taken is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, man. After 4 years. A lot of men go through it, mate. That's the frightening part. I think the system is set up that way. It's set up to divide the family, mate, not try and keep it together. Not the family unit, but the parenting part of it. As soon as the child says, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, whatever, that cancels you out, and just sign it straight over, and that's mind-blowing, because you're not a bad person, mate, you're really not, and I had to go back and watch my old videos to remind myself that I am not a bad person. I was, I watched my videos, and I'm a reactor, that's... I don't go and cause arguments. I reacted to arguments, reacted to the situation that I was in. I didn't just walk in yelling and rah-rah. I really didn't. So, but that's how you're painted, mate. Most men are painted the same way. We're all abusers, and we're all bad, and everything that we've done or whatever, is bad. That's how I feel. I'm sorry to hear that, G. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm always there for them, mate, I can tell you. Always there for my daughters. Doesn't matter what time they call me. I'm looking there because I've got a picture of them on my kitchen table there. I've got a picture of them. So when I come out and make a coffee in the morning, I've got I've got my kids sitting there. In the morning I've got my kids. I can look at the... You don't normally, it's always men, mate. I was hung, quartered, and drawn, mate, before I've even walked in the room. Like, I knew I had, Buckley's chance. Buckley's. Absolutely no chance now at all. But I tried. Try. Yeah. So I try and record things, because I'm not young anymore, and I don't know when, right? So it could be freaking 20 years from now, right? So I thought I'd make some videos, and at least I got them on my channel, at least, I can tell her that I love her, and I tried my best, and I did everything that I could, and I'm really sorry. Look, I'm really sorry. But I didn't walk away at all. I did my absolute best, and I stayed in the garage for 2 years to be with you. You know, that's why I stayed there. That's why I stayed there, so that I didn't have to leave. And I knew I was told, right, straight up, when you leave, that's it. You know. So I hung in, mate. It didn't matter how cold it was or how hungry I was, or because it's really weird, you know, when you're paying for everything, yeah, nothing really, right? But as soon as a woman is paying for it, mate, it suddenly becomes hers. You know, this is mine, mine, mine. This is mine. You're not allowed to touch it, rah. A fucking bowl of rice, mate. You know, a couple of prawns. You know, whatever is cooking for dinner. And yeah, I had no money because I'm at home. I'm the posted home dad, and I fucking went to bed hungry, mate. But I've still got to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning to take care of my bubba when she comes in at freaking 8 o'clock. I'm there. I never complained. I was going on stream, mate, because it was so fucking cold at night time, and my stream would buy me a hamburger, mate, an El Porto or something like that, and they'd have it delivered to the house. But sometimes I never got the message, man. They were trying to tell me in the chat room, and I never, you know. So it got delivered to the house, and it just gets left on the coffee table. Yeah, it doesn't get to me. So they're happy to let you starve, mate. You know, they're very cruel, mate, when they want to be. They're incredibly cruel. And they will do things that you wouldn't. Okay? You got to remember that, man. That they will do things that you would not do. You have not done. You know, there was no law or whatever when it was me doing everything, there was no, but now there is, or there was, or whatever, you know. So be careful of those little red flags, boys, and please don't live that way, you know. But you've got to stay if you've got kids, mate. You've got to stay. You've got to do everything you can to stay with your kids as long as you can. Okay? Because as soon as you go, it's going to be very, very hard for you to see your children ever again. I'm telling you that, boy, straight up. And your orders and everything like that, they can just turn around and say, well, you know, they don't want to do it. And that's it. That's it. There's no accountability or whatever. There's nothing. You know, they'll look at you and go, well, what do you want me to do? There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I can't force anybody to do anything. But they're willing to force you, though, as the man. They're willing to force orders on you. They're willing to force their will on you. And they want laws and stuff on you. But they're not willing to do it to the other side. Okay? So you'll never... It's a shame, man. I can't even read it, man. I can't read it, man. I don't know what it says. I've got no idea what it says, man. Have you ever been with someone and they'll say to you, you know, I love you, you know, I love you, or whatever, right? And you just know it's bullshit. Have you ever had that, ladies and gentlemen? It happens to the ladies too, not just me or men. But have you ever been with someone and they're telling you that they love you and they'll always be with you, they'll always love you, you know, we're together, and you know they're talking bullshit. You know it. You've got to sit there, you've got to listen to it, and you've got to smile. You know it's bullshit, but the minute that you say it's bullshit, you're going to have a whole new bunch of problems, right? So you don't say anything, yeah? But you mark it down on your page. You know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that. I don't know. I found smokes for $13 a packet of 20s, boys. I found them for $13, mate. I got a bargain, boys. Fucking double happiness, mate, for $13, mate. I got that. I was wrapped, man. Yeah, I was married for 20 years, Marnus. I am a devoted husband, mate. When I get married, I put 100% into the whole marriage thing. I don't slack off in any way. But I have never been used to you put all the thing in and there's just negative, man. Just doesn't even want to talk to you, mate. Doesn't even want to say hello. Doesn't want to have anything to do with you, really. Like nothing.
So you knew early. You knew early, because this is not how your other half should treat you, or your other half, your girlfriend should treat you, or whatever. It's just not. And you can ignore the red flags because you want to see it. You want to see it last. You don't want to break up because you love the person, right? So a lot of men just overlook it. They overlook it in order to keep their the relationship going. And then once you've overlooked it, she knows that, so they play more harder. They're not shy then, so you'll get a lot more treatment like that. We won't be. And the minute that you say, "Hey, don't do that, don't say that. Why did you? Don't talk to me like that," then you're going to get 3 days of silent treatment because you dared to say, you dared to wake up to it. They don't like that either. Man, that's what I found. But it was only I swear, I've never had it in my entire life. And I've had, a lot of girlfriends, mate, ever since I was young. I've been married for 20 years, and I had girlfriends for 4 and 5 years at a time. And what else is new? Wait a minute. I don't know. What are you reporting me for? I'm not doing anything wrong. What are you reporting me for? I haven't. Your dangerous activity stuff and your dangerous. What is it? Oh, hear the possum? I don't think that'll work because you've got to actually be doing a dangerous activity. Okay, so I think you guys got me reported 3 times last time when I came on live. 3 times, and always for dangerous situations or abusive situations, something like that. And I'm just sitting here like this, so it doesn't stick. 15 minutes later, I'm allowed to go back on live again, but I just fucking can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered, mate, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, mate. I've got to try and organise my shit more. My life has changed now. There's no more tunnel and light, and I'm trying to work out what to do and what how do I, how can I do this, There's no more of that anymore. That's over with. And thank you, Munners. And it's the first time in four years. Well, this is my 5th year, but it's really over. It's 4 years that I've got to get my head frame. And it sucks, man, because I only live 15 minutes away. I live 15 minutes away. I moved here deliberately so that it was convenient, and if they ever needed me, I'm a phone call away. I'm not far. I have never caused anybody any problem. I've never, I want everyone to, because then you're interfering in your children's lives, mate. You don't want to do that. You want them to be happy. That's what you want, is if you're a good parent, you want them to be happy. So causing, knocking on things or whatever, that's not good, mate. Phone calls or whatever, there's no point no more. You're completely kiboshed. Completely. Got completely kiboshed, man. Not allowed contact, mate. Which sucks.
Dobby,
How you doing, man?
what's going on? You remember me?
Oh yeah.
I was on live with you a
Of
few
course I
weeks
do.
ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man.
What have you been up to?
I got a shit one. Just trying to keep it together, trying to keep my life going and
Yeah.
improving my life, mate. Improving my life. It's the first time now, so no more courts or no more nothing.
Yeah,
Just
I heard
trying.
about that you're done with the courts, which is good. Got to keep moving forward.
I have no choice, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically it. I've got to try and get it in my head. I don't know. Are you a dad?
No, I'm only a young tacker.
Oh, okay. Well, it's easy to say when you're not a dad.
Yeah.
But when you're a dad, you actually think about it.
Yeah, I know.
You wonder about them, you know, you wonder what they're doing, how their day was or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you're not being a bad parent for thinking that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I can't help but not think that way. So I'm trying to snap out of that. I'm trying to snap out of it. But I wish you all the best, man. I hope you have a happy life. Okay.
Yeah,
I
cheers,
hope you
Lord
meet
Dobby.
someone that loves you, man.
Pardon?
I hope you meet someone that loves you.
Yeah, good looking rooster, be handy.
All right. Take care, man.
Yeah, cheers, Dobby.
See you, buddy. Thank you for your conversation. Thanks for saying hello. Learn, mate, if you can. Learn from an old shithead like me, and learn from our mistakes, and learn from what we say and stuff. And it may not make sense to you now because you're young or whatever, but down the track, there may be instances where you actually think of Lord Dobby. Hang on a minute, I've heard of this. I've heard of this situation. So it could save you some pain. Seriously, man, I don't want anybody to go through what fucking the last 8 years have been like, mate. I really don't, boys.
I never thought that I would spend every.
It just sucks I could never actually roll over and have a cuddle, mate.
Never had a hug, never had a cuddle, never.
And I never got to sit in there. It just sucks.
You just got regrets. That's all, buddy. Just regrets. You could have actually been with something in a situation where they actually wanted you to be there. Yeah.
So try and learn, man. That's all. Pick up from the mistakes of us older people.
But I had great time with my first wife. If that's any consolation to you, I never, like we had a lot of things related. You know what I mean? We had a lot of fun together. So
shit all over anything so far. Totally.
it just didn't end well. That's all, man.
Just didn't end well, buddy. That's what happens. So you kind of like move on, mate, and you get to, I don't know, 40 odd years old. You've been through one marriage, and you think to yourself, well, I would really like to be married and to grow old with somebody that loves me and someone that I can love. And I swear, man, when you think you've met somebody, you'll go full hog, man. Like you will be completely devoted. You know what I mean? Like devoted to them. Like you love them. So you want to talk to them. You want to say hello to them. You want to spend time with them. It's just natural. And then when you're shut off, right? When you're shut off in that time period, mate, that's heartbreaking. So don't do it, boys, because you could have actually been with someone that wanted to love you, not put all of your effort and into the one, and thinking that it's going to work out, thinking that you're a good guy, rah rah. You know what I mean? You should be able to work through this, right? See, we'll get through this, because you're in it for the long term, mate. You're not in it for the short term. You're in it for the long term. So, little hurdles and bumps along the way, mate, is not really a big deal, like in the long term kind of thing, part of it. So you're willing to put up with all those things, mate, and go through all those hurdles in life. And then at the end of the day, mate, you're going to be alone.
And the red flags will be there, man.
The little flags they're going to tell you, man.
Why does it keep telling me no faces? What have I got to have my face in there all the time, have I? What's wrong with this program, man? You got to have it in there all the time or something, do you?
Ugh. My nose smells funny, dude. When I breathe, like it smells funny, dude. Fuck. It smells really funky, dude. But there's nothing in my nose. Like I just blow my nose, right? I thought it was the fucking tissue, man. Like the smell of the tissue. But I think it's my nose, man.
Be careful out there, viewers. We got crazy ass fucking people in Melbourne.
You know, I was assaulted, man, 3 days ago or something like that. I was pushed down, man.
I'm not a young guy, man. I was pushed down at the bakery.
Some guy was abusing his dog outside the bakery, and like really, really abusing the dog, you know. So I just said to him, "Why are you abusing the dog for?" You know. And so the guy, you know, started on me, mate. He wanted to punch on. You know, I'll abuse you now, or I'm gonna wait for you to finish your roll, then I'm gonna take you around the corner, I'm gonna beat you up, and I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. I said, well, I walk straight up. There's no corner. There's no, I walk straight up there, man. So he's pushed me, and I had my phone in my hand, and then my phone dropped and smashed all my fucking phone up, man. So I become completely gone. It's a beautiful day in the neighbourhood, a beautiful day to be a neighbour. Won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my neighbour? It's one of those weeks, mate. It's freezing cold in Melbourne. Fucking raining every day here.
It's freezing in Frankston, mate. It's so cold. Did you see that hail this morning, man, in Frankston? It was like full-on hail. Like full-on, man. Like little tiny little fucking things like that. But they were big enough to film. I made a video about them. So that was pretty full-on. Is, man. They call you Chad Charlie? They call me that. My name is Chad, mate. And Charles is my name. But the abbreviation of that in England is Chad. So I don't really get called Chad too often, mate, to be honest. Yeah, I like Chad, mate. I like being called Chad. My family knows me as Chad, mate. My children know me as Chad. It's amazing, man, the person that I was,
They didn't know my name was Chad, mate. Had no idea of anything about me. Not a single thing. Not my parents' name, where I lived, where I grew up, my name. They still called me Charles, mate. Fucking hell. Fucking Charlie, right? Yeah. My sisters and stuff call me Chad. I prefer that, man. Yeah. I prefer that, man. Being called Chad. I've been making roars all week, mate. I've been making roars. Clown roars. I've been making roars. I got an order for 5. 5 clowns. 5 roars. And every time I do it, man, oh, okay, sorry, I didn't realise. Why would they call you Chad? Sorry, Charlie, why would they call you Chad then? Shit, man, I could have spoke to a real woman. Far out. I could have spoke to a real woman, guys. Sucker! Sucker, had you fooled, man. That's the first woman I would have spoken to in fucking 6 years. Ah, damn it. Fucking. Oh, God, don't make me laugh, man. Oh, don't make me laugh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There you go. I was still there. I didn't realise. I didn't come up
Hello?
on the screen.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi. Hey, how are you? Hello? Hello?
Hello? How are you? Good?
Hey!
Oh, wow, you're on screen. Oh, you're right down the bottom there. Your
Yeah,
little
I'm
tiny,
fine.
tiny box.
I know, wow.
I don't know
You actually thought that I could be a man. I'm actually a lady. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I'm a woman.
No, I haven't met too many Charlie women.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
Do they still call you Chad?
Well, no, you can actually call me Charlie. I'm actually a lady. I'm actually a woman.
No, that's,
You know what?
I was just asking, that's all. I didn't know until you got on the camera, and I still just asked you anyway. Because you said you did get called Chad.
I know, but I've been watching you a lot, and I've been watching your videos, I've been watching your lives, but I don't always come on because people come on and go, oh, is that a woman? Is that a man? But now that you can see me, my name is Charlie. I'm actually from the UK, and I think that you're absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so I'm Charlie. I'm a woman. I'm a lady. I'm a woman, and I think
Okay.
that you're absolutely beautiful. So forget all that round. It doesn't matter.
Thank you. I haven't had a compliment in a long time, but I appreciate you. All right, I hope you're happy and well in your life, Charlie. I hope you have someone in your
Well,
life that loves you.
Well, I am, but the thing is, how are you? How is everything going on in your life? Are you actually happy? Are you
No,
happy? And you're
no.
not. Why?
Things don't work out the way you plan it for your lifestyle, and that's just how life happens. I shouldn't be alone. No man and no woman should be alone. You should already be with someone that you love, and you've got a good relationship, and you've got a family together, and I find a lot of people are alone. And the longer that we're alone, the harder it is to find someone. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's actually funny that you say that because I actually have a friend I don't know, but I actually have a friend like 3 doors down. I mean, I live in my own house here. He lives like 3 or 4 doors down. and he always says to me, and he pops in, I say to him, please let me finish. I always say to him, how are you? And he goes, I'm okay, Charlie. So I say to him, how are you doing? How are you doing? I always check in every day. I always say, how are you? And he says, Charlie, the day, he says the actual daytime is not the problem. He says the time that he goes, the actual night time when he goes to bed, he doesn't have someone to cuddle him and it hurts him. So I actually said to him, if you can't learn to love yourself, if you can't to love and cuddle yourself, but I actually went to bed on my own and I thought, well, I completely understand where he's coming from, but he always says to me, Charlie, I love you. No, hold on, because I always say to him, can you walk me around the block? Can you help me do this and that? But he always says, Charlie, it's always okay to have somebody there, but when you've got nobody to go to bed to cuddle and then talk to them, speak to them, that actually hurts him. But for me, as a woman, I don't know. I'm just a silly old bag of.
It's easy for you though. It's easy for you though. It's hard for a man. All you've got to do is open your front door up and whistle, and you've got 10 blokes running down the hallway. Okay?
What?
If a guy opens his door up and whistles, okay, there's nobody coming down the hallway.
Are you actually kidding me? No,
It's easier for a girl.
No, I actually don't have 10 people like coming down my door looking at me. My hair is going grey. I've got a big fat neck. No. And you know what? The thing is, I would rather look out for him. I would rather him to go and get a woman that would support him. I always cook his dinner. I'd probably go and cook his dinner because you know what the thing is, I'm going to get off, but he actually lost his mum. He lost his mum and he feels like he's a bit lost, but I always say to him, I tell you what, you know, there is a saying and it's so crucial and it's so important. Do not drag your yesterday into today. And then do not drag your today into tomorrow, because if you drag your yesterday into today and drag your today into tomorrow, you're dragging all of those past of whatever. You need to support yourself. And if you don't learn to know what it's like to love yourself, you've got nothing to carry around with. You know, he's absolutely beautiful, but, you know, you're actually telling me, just go and look after him. I'll look after him, but what about me? I need a man. You know
Maybe
what?
if you took him out of the friend zone, you know, you removed him out of the friend zone, it might be a little bit easier. But right now, you look at him as a friend zone only.
No. I'm not going to move out the friend zone because I care about him. But that actually doesn't mean that I'm not going to find somebody else that will love me. What do you mean by that?
So you're married or you're not married? You haven't been married or what? You've divorced or what?
I'm not going to turn a friend that needs somebody that has actually lost his mum, that needs I'm going to help him, but get out, you need to pack that in. You know, I could actually find a beautiful man. You know, all I want in my life is to find a man, honestly, to find a man that will, just like scratch my head like you. I would love to find a man that will be, just to like say, Charlie, how are you? I love you so much. just come and talk to me. You know what? They can bring the whole of the baggage to the table. You know, I could have a completely clear table. They can bring the baggage to the table, but hold on. If they bring all their problems to me and I feel comfortable with that, that is fine. But I never ever meet a man that wants to tell me where they're at, where they've been and where they're at. It's always like, you always have to compromise, do you know what I mean? So
He doesn't have to report to you. He doesn't have to tell you. He doesn't have to tell you any of that. I'll see you at 6 o'clock, whatever. I'll see you at this time, whatever it is. Otherwise, you're asking him to explain himself to you all the time. And no man wants to do that. That's like dealing with your mother. You know, we just want to say, we'll catch you at 5 o'clock, we'll catch you at dinner time. And otherwise, you're going to sit there explaining it, and then you've got to ask permission. And then if the person doesn't like it, they tell you, oh, no, I don't want you to do that. So you've got to sit there having a discussion about that. Like, most men don't want to deal with that.
Okay,
we just want to do what we're doing. We don't want to have to explain it to somebody, rah. One thing about a man, we would rather get into trouble for something that we've done rather than sit there explaining to somebody what we're not going to do. Yeah? We'd rather just do it, and hey, if we have to apologise later, that's fine, but hey, I got it done, you know? But I wish you all the best. I hope you get someone that loves you. Okay, it's not fun sleeping alone every night.
Wow. You know what? You've actually just said something fundamental there, but a woman could actually pick that up on you. A woman could actually pick that up on you. And you're saying that as a man, we just might want to come and bring all that. We might just want to go and bring that to the table. But a woman that could have a clean table, then when a man brings all that there, she could actually have the discernment of thinking, oh, no, hold on. You have just said a man can bring all that to the table. Do you know what? I've actually learned. Right, so no, hold on. I've learned in life, if you actually don't have compromising, you know what? I can have a big, massive table. My actual husband, my partner, not that I'm married or have a partner, but we can both bring something to the table. But if you're not willing to compromise, then we are actually both stuffed. And you know what? Listen, I'm going to come off.
It depends what a compromise is. With a female, it's her way only. There is no compromise. It's you're answering to you all the time. You know, why this, why that? I don't like this, I don't like that. Judgmental. You know, the guy could have just already gone and done it. Could have already gone and done it. He can come back and explain it to you after he's already done it. If you don't like it, well, tough, okay? Because he's on his path. And he's going to do it anyway.
Okay, well, listen, I'm not come on to compromise with you. One, because you're not my partner, and two, I'm talking about people just like you, man and woman. But you know what? I think you're absolutely beautiful. I think you're beautiful. You've got a beautiful face. I think you bring a lot to the table. So all I'm saying is, just I don't want to get caught up in this rat roll. But I've come on here to say that I love your page. I love the positivity of you. I love that you talk about positivity. I love your characterness, and that's it. I'm actually not here to debate. One, because I'm a single mom. No, because I live on my own for so long, same as you. I am not here to debate, but people that need your help can come and talk to you. But apart from that, I think you're beautiful. You've got a beautiful face. I think you're lovely. And then people that come on, I pray that God will bless them. I pray that God will ignite them, and I feel that you're a blessing. And apart from that, then that is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for adding me.
Go and join my channel. I'm on YouTube also. I've got a huge YouTube channel. So, Lord Dobby King on YouTube. I got a massive channel on there. Not on here so much. But over there I live stream for hours. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm actually, number one, I am not on YouTube. I'm actually not on Facebook. I am not on Facebook, I'm not on YouTube, I'm not on Facebook, so I've actually come in here, but I tell you what, I think you are a blessing, I think you're beautiful, so that's it. You can now just go.
Okay, I appreciate you, and you stay blessed always. Okay, I hope you have someone in your life that loves you one day. I hope you do have someone that gives you a cuddle one day. We all deserve some love. Okay, we all deserve some love. Bless you and yours, Charlie. Nice to meet you. Okay.
God bless. Bye bye. Bye bye.
It's amazing, man. I used to get called for years, you know, I swear on a Bible, man. I was called old, fat and ugly. That's what I was called. Old, fat and ugly. When I was in the shower, I'd get out of the shower, mate, and I thought the person was there with a towel, you know, and I thought, oh, that's wonderful, yeah, that's just fantastic, you know, that's exactly why I want a partner, right? They're not there with a towel, they're there with a weight machine. They're there with a weight machine, mate. You know, they're weighing you, man, as you get out of the shower. They're weighing you. And then they're saying to you, look how much weight you've gained. Look how much weight you've gained. Look, you're getting really fat. You're getting really fat. And I used to say to them, why don't you weigh yourself? Why don't you do it? You know, oh, I've already done me. I already done mine earlier. I don't need to do it again. But that is how a person puts power over you, and they can do it slowly to you and fuck you in the mind. Totally screw you in the mind. Because after they've done that several times to you, you actually walk away and fucking think to yourself, hey man, I'm really fat, you know, I'm really fat. You know, I'm really ugly, you know, mate, I was so stressed back then. These were all wrinkles. These were all stress lines. The whole thing was stress lines. I never had a nail grown, man. The entire 8 years, my nails were never grown because I was biting them, nervous, trying to stay ahead of, you know, whatever problems I'm going to have when I walk inside, or, you know, how do I overcome this, you know, because you actually want to keep your family unit together. So you'll do anything you can, mate, when you love someone and you want to keep your family unit together. You will do anything you can, okay? And the more that it doesn't work for you, you get upset. You get in your heart. You get upset. You're human, mate. You're human. And once I explained it once, it's like a battery, you know, like a car battery, and it's like positive and negative. And you've got a positive side, you've got a negative side, right? And if you've got the positive always feeding into the negative and there's no alternator charging the battery, what happens? All the energy from the positive goes straight into the negative, mate, and it gets sucked out of it. All that positive energy gets sucked out of you, and all you're left with is a skull, a shell of what you were before. Because all of your positive, all of your love, all of your energy, all of your time, all of your you know, what of everything that you've put into the relationship has evaporated. There's nothing coming back. There's no charge in the battery. It's just you, and they just draw that energy from you. And after a period of time, you will be absolutely worn down. Psychologically, mentally, physically, you'll be drawn and you'll be very weak. And that's when they can really push your buttons, because you're weak now. Your brain, your mind, your heart, especially your heart. And then you're sleeping alone, and it's okay when you're on your own. When you're on your own and you sleep alone, you're kind of used to it.
Okay, you know, you've got no choice kind of thing. But if you're in love with someone, or you love someone, or you've got a girlfriend, and they're here with you, and they make you sleep on the lounge, like I've got a lounge there, right? Imagine that. Imagine that now. You're now living with your girlfriend, and she's like demanding you go and sleep on the lounge, and you're in your bedroom, and she's in the bedroom, and that's your whole thing from that point onwards. You know, you're not allowed in the bedroom. Okay, suddenly you're not allowed. Suddenly it's not our bedroom, it's my bedroom. It's my bedroom. You're not allowed in the bedroom. I'm going to close the door for my own security because I'm worried about it. Fucking, that got invented and plucked out of the air. Like fucking, like you're not any threat to anybody. You've never been into, you know, you were in the, you were so, you're only 5 feet away for years, mate. Did you ever come into the room? Did you ever do anything? No. You never did a thing. You never pressured her. You never yelled or anything. You never got upset. You never, you just went to bed. You accepted your role in it. You accepted in order to keep your unit together, in order to keep your relationship together, you accepted what was happening to you. So it became a normal part of your life to live that way. Yeah? And you'll end up completely heartbroken. Completely roasted, mate. You'll end up. And it'll take you years and years, man. It'll take you a long time to get over it. And you never have that same trust again in someone else's words. You know, when they say the same thing to you, you won't have that trust in them. You'll doubt them because of what's happened to you in the past. I mean, they're pretty smooth with me. Like, I don't know, it must be something in my nature or something like that. Did you ever want to get remarried and have more kids? And I'm like, this is just too quick. It's supposed to be the man that says that, you know. So I was getting like slowly manoeuvred, is what I called it, manoeuvred into the position. So I just cut it straight in the head, man. I just said to the lady, you know, how old are you again? Because, I mean, you know, this is not a young person, okay? So you can't be serious. You cannot be serious in having a baby. You just fucking cannot be serious, okay? So I'm not the kind of guy, I'm sorry, I'm old now, and I don't live in fantasy land. I don't live in promised land. I don't live in words of some... Mate, that shit's fucking done 10 minutes later. 10 minutes later, the feelings have changed, so the idea has changed, and there is no deal. There is no deal in that person's mind. The deal is off, but they don't tell you that. They don't tell you. They allow you to play out your part of a contract, to whatever you've agreed to. They leave you on that pathway. Meanwhile, they're on a different pathway. They're not doing what you're doing, what you've agreed to do. They've already got a plan in there. Two different fucking things, mate. They're not the same. They don't match. You know, that same person will go, I'm going to be the best person for you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to do all of these things for you, right? And then they get you sign up, you marry them, and mate, they don't do anything. They hate cooking, they hate cleaning, they hate doing dishes, they don't wipe the counter, they don't make a coffee, okay? And they'll look at you as a man and they'll say, I feel like a slave. I don't know if you've ever had a woman say that to you, gentlemen. You know, I don't know whether you've had to deal with that.